YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on. Oh yeah, I've got something really special. Brings back a lot of memories for me. Tim Hortons French Vanilla. Yeah, great coffee, terrific French vanilla flavor and scent. Love this. And the reason why it brings back a lot of memories is because of this travel mug here, Ohio State. And this goes back to, where is it? Right over here, 2013, right there. And this is a Tim Hortons travel mug. Now, I got this back about that time, 2013. I went to Ohio State, went to Columbus for a cartooning event. And my nephews, Jim and Mike, were living in a rented house in German Village. They had just finished college. I think Jim was still, he was still in law school or wrapping up law school. Mike was already going into a computer IT career. And they said, hey, Uncle Mark, why don't you just come by and crash on our couch, stay the night, and then that way you can drive home in the morning. You don't have to do that drive all in one day. And I said, sure, why not? So I crashed on their couch. It was just like being back in college. And, you know, being in Columbus, my alma mater, Ohio State, and then crashing on someone's couch, just reliving my college days, really, is what it was. And in the morning, they said, hey, we'll make you some breakfast, get you some bagels. And for my trip home, they gave me this Tim Hortons travel mug. And just had Tim Hortons coffee there with them and got the mug and just remembered how great the coffee was. So when I was going through my local Mark's grocery store, I saw this, grabbed it right away. It just brought back these great memories. So, you know, hey, great coffee bringing back some great memories. So that was back in 2013, about 7 years ago. And speaking of which, 2013 was probably the last year I was on Facebook. Well, I recently came back to Facebook. So I've been gone from Facebook for 7 years. So I'm back on Facebook now. So if you want to friend me on Facebook, just look me up, Mark Serrati. And I've also joined a couple of wet shaving groups up there, the Midwestern Wet Shavers. That's a group that was started by Luis Enrique Victoria. Hi, Luis, and thanks very much for making me a member. And I've also applied for membership to Real Men Shave, the group by Steve Hardy. Steve Hardy down in Australia. Hi, Steve. So yeah, really looking forward to just visiting these wet shaving forums and talking about wet shaving up on Facebook. Just terrific. Just a great community of wet shavers up there. So really looking forward to it. I'm also thinking about maybe starting a separate page of my own regarding wet shaving and just posting my videos there on that page and kind of keeping it separate from my cartooning content and other general content. I haven't decided yet. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. You can comment below in this video or you can email me directly at mondaymailbag@gmail.com. Or if you got a question about wet shaving, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. All right, so let's get to some of these questions here. This first one comes from Greg D. He writes, Mark, I enjoyed the May 4 Monday mailbag. Thanks very much, Greg. I appreciate that. I inherited 2 Gillette Atra razors in the 1980s from my dad. One has a plastic handle and the other is all metal like yours. Well, he's referring to this Atra razor handle that I mentioned in a recent Monday mailbag right here. This belonged to my father as well. And it takes the Gillette Track 2 Plus blades, or I believe they're also compatible with these Colonel Conk, what are they called? Double track blades here, which are like the Gillette Track 2 blades. Let's see, the metal handle one was my daily shaver for over 30 years and I was quite satisfied with it. When the Gillette cartridges became too pricey, I found generic replacement cartridges that were made in Korea at my area dollar stores for a reasonable price. I could get 8 to 10 shaves per cartridge. Recently, they quit carrying them, so I decided to try a double-edge razor. Well, that's great to hear. That's great to hear you're trying the safety razor. I prefer to shave daily, and while I get less irritation with the DE razor, many times a one-pass shave isn't as close as I was getting with the old Atra. Not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I've been at it for a couple of months. Question: are DE razors a good choice for shaving daily and or one-pass shaves? Then he goes on to say, I really enjoy watching your YouTube videos, though I sometimes wish you'd be a little more critical of the products that don't perform well. Okay, I'll get to that point as well. All in all, keep up the good work, Greg D. Well, first of all, I don't know of a lot of wet shavers who do one-pass shaves with the safety razor. Most of us do a minimum of 2 passes. I know I do a minimum of 2 passes. Sometimes I do 3 passes. And of course, my routine is with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. And that's how I get a really nice shave. The main difference between a double-edge razor like this and say a cartridge razor like this is my father's old Track 2 handle here with a Track 2 cartridge blade on it. The main difference between the two of these is that a cartridge razor does exactly what it advertises that it's going to do, and that is it pulls that hair away with the first blade, and the second blade or the third blade or the fourth blade shaves it very, very close. And because it's stretching that hair out and then shaving it right there at the base, what happens sometimes is that hair falls below the surface of the skin and then it gets trapped. And that causes a razor bump, it causes irritation, that sort of thing. Whereas with a double-edge razor, safety razor, generally speaking, you're shaving that hair so that it falls flush with the skin. So it's just on the surface, so it's able to grow out without being trapped. This is the way I've understood it to be. And most wet shavers, in order to get that hair as flush as possible, will do a second and third pass. Now, I find that the safety razor gives me a really, really nice smooth after 2 passes. In looking back on my experience early on, I would say that because I'm a fair-skinned individual, if I had been doing the wet shave in my high school and college years, I probably would have gotten by with 1 pass. Because I'm fair-skinned. Again, everyone's skin and beard is a little different, so it's going to depend upon what your skin and beard type are like. But now that I'm doing the wet shave daily, and it is a great way to do a daily shave, I do at least a minimum of 2 passes. And I use that method of with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. Now you might want to also map your beard and look and see which direction your hair is growing so that you are doing a with the grain pass when you do that first pass. Because some wet shavers out there, in this area of the face, their hair going this way is with the grain, and then on their neck, if they were going in the same direction, that might be against the grain. So they might have to reverse direction and go this way, which is with the grain. So you might want to map your beard as well to kind of see how that hair falls and which direction to go in, and that could improve your shaves as well. But for the most part, I do a minimum of 2 passes. And it's a great way to shave, and it is a great way to do a daily shave. And you've been at it a couple months. I would say keep at it. Work on your technique. The shaves get better and better. Do the proper prep. Get a good shaving soap and a good brush. There are great synthetic brushes out there that do a great job of whipping up a lather. I think with me, there was a break-in period. My skin adapted to the wet shave over a period of time, so probably about a month and a half into it, 2 months, boy, I really started hitting my stride with it and started getting some great, great shaves. But I worked on technique, and I did the proper prep, and I did a minimum of 2 passes. There have been some rare occasions where one pass, I can go out the door and be okay at the office. But for the most part, I need 2 passes. A lot of wet shavers say that in looking back, their fathers and their grandfathers did only 1 pass shaves with those great classic Gillette Super Speeds, like this one that belonged to my father. This goes back to 1957. And I tend to agree with that too, that I don't recall Dad doing more than 1 pass when he was, just for his daily shave. If he was taking my mom out, I remember him doing more than 1 pass. Although, you know, being a little kid, I'm not standing there watching his entire shave. You know, there's other things to do in the house, you know, run around and, you know, go watch cartoons and, you know, kick a ball around in the house and drive your mom crazy and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're trying I'm glad you're trying a safety razor. It's a great way to shave every single day. I look forward to my morning shave. I absolutely love it. Now, in regards to not being overly critical about products, I love the process so much, and I love the products that I try and review on this channel. Yeah, I think it's probably the only... I'm guilty. I'm guilty of being overly enthusiastic of a lot of these products, but you know what? There are a lot of artisan soap makers and other online sellers out there that are competing, and they have a real passion for the wet shave, the traditional wet shave, and they are bringing some great products to market. And because they have this great passion for it, I kind of share that passion and that enthusiasm. So yeah, I am enthusiastic, and I don't get too negatively critical about the product because there really isn't anything negative to say about it, because I know that they have put a lot of their time and their sweat and their passion into the product. You know, I like celebrating that as well. And as Luis said, my good friend Luis on Facebook, who runs the Midwestern Wet Shavers group on Facebook, he recently said, if there was hard work put into it, it's a good product. And I absolutely believe that. So thank you very much for that, Luis. I absolutely believe it. And there are a lot of online sellers out there and artisan soap makers, etc., that are really putting a lot of hard work and passion into those products. And you know, I'm rooting for them. So yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. Okay, so this next comment and question comes from viewer Nabil Khan. He happened to view the video entitled My Top 5 Favorite Safety Razors, and he left a comment in the comment section and wrote, I'm going to be moving from Weishi soon, as it is not as aggressive anymore. I have sensitive skin, but it isn't way too sensitive, but mildly sensitive skin. Which razor do you recommend I upgrade to? Boy, this is a great question, Nabil, and there are so many choices out there. That's the great thing about doing the traditional wet shave right now. There are a lot of razor choices. You know, the first thing that comes to mind, you know what, I'm really biased. I love the Vikings Blade Chieftain. I love this razor. It's neutrally aggressive, so and it's very smooth. Plus the end tabs are enclosed on this razor head, but it is twist to open like the Weishi, so if you like that style of razor, this is a really good choice. But again, this is the razor that brought me back to the traditional wet shave, so as a lot of viewers know, I do have a bias towards this razor because it really is a favorite. But yeah, at less than $30, it's a good choice. They also make an upgrade from that. This is called the Chieftain 5BC. It's heavier, it is smoother. The end tabs are not enclosed, but you're used to that using a Weishi. And again, it's another twist to open razor. Boy, I like this razor a lot. It is very smooth and very efficient. Like it a lot. If you want to move into a 3-piece razor, there are a lot of choices out there. Edwin Jagger makes some great razors. They're smooth, they're efficient, they're mild. So if you're looking for something that is on the mild side, boy, you can't go wrong with an Edwin Jagger. These are terrific razors. Like them a lot. Also, Vikings Blade, this is another one that I like, the Vikings Blade 3-piece Stonehenge razor, Godfather Stonehenge. This is really nice. Mild, again, the end tabs are enclosed on the razor head. It's got really a different look and feel to it, but boy, it's got some nice weight. The razor does all the work on the shave. Very, very mild shave, yet very, very efficient. I like this one a lot. Global Shave Clubs make some nice razors that are a little more efficient than the Edwin Jagger. This is their steam razor. I like this one a lot. 3-piece razor. Very, very nice. You know, a good choice. Got to give them a shout out because they offer a lot of different razors. I like this a lot. The other thing you can do also is if you can find one, a Gillette Super Speed like my late father's. You can find these on eBay, at antique stores, that sort of thing. Maybe even a family member has one of these, you know, tucked away that they haven't used in a number of years. This one goes back to 1957, found in my father's shaving gear. I mean, look, it's in beautiful, beautiful shape, and it gives great shaves. Smooth, efficient, and I would say it's towards the mild end because it is the silver tip. So that is right there in the mid-range of being mild when it comes to Gillette Super Speeds. So yeah, this is a really nice choice. So that's a few, you know, just a few different razors out there that you could use, but they are terrific. Anything by Edwin Jagger, Vikings blades, razors are neutrally aggressive to mild. I like those a lot. Global Shave Clubs have some nice razors. The other thing you might want to consider doing is getting an adjustable razor. Getting an adjustable razor by Vikings Blade or Parker or Merkur. They make some great adjustable razors out there, and just use it towards the mild end and maybe increase the aggression over a period of time and find out what works best for you. So that's another thing, another kind of path, another choice you can, another direction you can go in that might work for you. So hey, you know, hope that works for you because my skin borders on the sensitive side, so I tend to like razors that are neutral to mild myself. So these, I use all of these that I've just shown you, and they give me great shaves without any irritation, no nicks, no cuts. I like them a lot. But also make sure you do the proper prep when you do that traditional wet shave. Okay, so this next question comes from Coffee Grinder 63. He happened to comment in the Gillette Super Speed review that I did. I learned to wet shave on a Merkur 34C with a 30-degree angle. That angle does not work on this razor, and I am having a hard time finding a good angle. Could you share either in a reply to this comment or show the proper angle in a video, please? Yeah, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to. The Merkur 34C is a terrific razor. It is on the mild side, but I will say that this shaving angle is a lot narrower than some other razors. For instance, the Vikings Blade Chieftain has a wider shaving angle than does the Merkur 34C. Even the Edwin Jagger DE89L has a more generous, wide angle of shaving, approach to the shave than the Merkur 34C. But 34C is a great razor to learn proper technique because you really have to be conscious and aware of where that blade is at all times. Because as I say, I have found, my experience has been that the blade angle on this is a lot narrower than a lot of these other razors that I've mentioned in this mailbag. But here's the way that a lot of wet shavers do it, and you could probably find this on a lot of other videos. What a lot of wet shavers do is they place the head, top of the head here, and they just rotate it down until they feel the blade, and then that's the angle right there. Just again, they just place it like this, and they rotate down, and that's where they find the angle. And again, the 34C is a great razor, but I have found that that shaving angle is a little narrower, a little tighter, a little more precise to find. The great news is that if you shave with a 34C and you master that angle, then you can go to any razor That's the way I found. This was a great training razor for me in learning the traditional wet shave. It was mild, and because of that tighter angle, I really had to be aware. I always thought that, gee whiz, this is not that efficient. Well, because I was missing the angle, like you might be doing. I was missing the angle, and I wasn't getting that efficient of a shave because I was missing the angle. But as soon as I found where that angle was, you know what? My shaves improved, my technique improved, and it really did help my overall shave. So that's what's going on with the 34C. It's another great choice for anybody who's looking for a nice mild razor. Okay, all right, so that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company, use the code MARK5. Check out PhoenixShaving.com or PhoenixArtisanAccoutrements.com. They both take you to the same great online store for great shaving soaps, shaving brushes, shaving gear. Really like them a lot, PhoenixShaving.com. Check out my blog, GeorgeToon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. Check out my Amazon product page at Amazon.com/shop/MarksReady, where you'll find all the products I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.